Hey everyone, welcome back to the JavaScript course. So in this video, we'll be looking into the JavaScript maps. And if you find this interesting, let's get started right away. So in this video, we'll be looking into the JavaScript maps. Okay. So basically inside my VS Code, I've opened up my index.html file, my style.js file as well as my script.js file. So there is some basic boilerplate code present inside my index file as you can see, and some basic styling given to the style.css file, and a basic console.log message inside my script file. Okay. So now let's start exploring about the JavaScript map. So a map is essentially a collection of a key value pairs, and it can be of any data type. Okay. So it essentially holds different kinds of key value pairs. So that is the basic definition of a map. So firstly, let's create a map and then let's check everything how exactly it works. Okay. So we're gonna say const, let's say fruits equals to, we're gonna make use of the new keyword and then the map. Okay, so basically we're going to provide in a set of different values. So we're going to say apples. So this is the key and the value is going to be, let's say 300. Okay, so we have banana and then 300, and we have, let's say, kiwi and 600. Okay, so essentially on line number 4 to 8 we have created a new map, that is the fruits. Okay, so it's going to contain different kinds of key value pairs. So basically we have different kinds of fruits. So let us just console.log the map. So in our case it's going to be fruits. Let us save the file. Okay, so if you check out our console, we have basically a map and we have different so the entries is over here. So we have the first entry of apples, and the key is going to be apples, and value, as you can see it's showing 300. Okay, so for the first, the second object, the second type is basically banana, and the key is going to be banana and the value is going to be 300 that we have given. So for the third object, the third value, we have kiwi and we have the value as 600 as we have given. Okay, so that's the way we create this thing, a map. So we can also create a map by making use of a new map object, and then we can set the values basically. So let's create another map object. So we're going to say const what should be the name, const values equals to, we're going to say new map. Okay, so there is a method called as set method, so which is going to set the values, set method in map. So it's going to set the values basically in our values map. Okay, so we're going to say values dot set, we're going to say apples, and we're going to provide the values of 500. Okay, we're going to say again values dot set. Okay, we're going to say a laptop of a values of, let's say, give 10 for this, and we're gonna say values dot set. We're gonna write books for this, and we're gonna put in the value of 400. Okay, let's add in the last one. We're gonna say values dot set of, let's say, students. Okay, so students, and let's say a value of 12 for this. Okay, so basically this is the way we set values. Okay, here we have just provided the default values with the help of the new map method, whereas over here with the help of the set method we are providing the values. Okay, so before this we need to initialize, we have to create this new map over here like this. So if you check out the values, okay, basically inside the console you should be seeing a values of 4. Okay, so let's check that out. Yeah, so basically we have 4 over here, 4 entries that we have, and pretty much for each of the entry you can see the key and then the value. Okay, so basically we have apples, laptop, books, and then students. Okay, so this is about the set method, that is basically to set values, that is key value pairs inside of a particular map that we are using. Okay, so the next method we have is of course the get method in map. So of course get method is usually fetching the values for a particular key. Okay, so let us just check that out. So we're going to say values dot get of, let's say we want to get the value for laptop, so let's write laptop over here. Okay, so let us save the file. So inside the console you should be seeing 10. Okay, so it's not seen. I think we need to equate it to a variable most probably. So let's say const result equals to this value. and we're gonna say console.log of result. Okay, yeah, so now we are getting 10 in the console. So that's the way the basically the get method works. So let's say we want to access another value, so we're gonna say const result equals to, we're gonna access the values map, and we're gonna say dot get. So let's say we want the students for now, so let's access students value. So students, and let us just console.log the result value. So it's gonna be console.log of result. Okay, let's write that correctly. So inside the result you should be accessing 12, so because that's the value the student is holding. So let us just check that out. Yeah, so we are getting 12 in the console. Okay, so that's the way basically the get value and the set value works. So there is another method, that is the hash method. So this is going to return true if the map contains any particular value that we are checking. Okay, so hash method in map, so let's write that out correctly. Okay, so basically we have over here, so const is present equals to, we're going to access the values map, and we're going to say dot hash of, let's say apples. Okay, so we're gonna say console.log is present. So currently on line number 30 we are checking if values dot hash, with the help of the hash method inside of inside of map, we are passing apples. Okay, so of course values is gonna have the apples entry, so that's the reason we're gonna get true inside our console. So this is gonna return a boolean value, either true or false. So let's save the file. So inside the console, yeah, so there you go, we are getting true. Okay, so let's say we pass in some unknown value that is not present inside our map. Okay, let's pass in kiwi for now. So inside our values there is no entry of kiwi. As you can see, we have only 4 entries. So in this case it should return as false. Okay, so let's check that out. Yeah, so there you go, we are getting false in the console. So now there is another method, that is basically the clear method in map. So this is basically it's used to clear out all the entries inside of the given map. Okay, so clear method in map. So we're gonna say basically let's access the values. It's gonna be values dot clear. Okay, so after we clear, we're gonna just console.log the values. Okay, so essentially it should give us nothing, basically empty, because we have cleared it before, right? So there you go. So map is completely 0 and the size is 0, and the entries is also null. Okay, because we have cleared it in the on line number 34. So let's comment that out. So there is another method, that is basically the size method in JavaScript, that is going to return the size of the map. So let's say size method in map. Okay, so we're gonna firstly check the console.log, or let's just equate it to a value or a variable. So we're gonna say const size equals to, we're gonna access the values map, and then we're gonna say dot size. Okay, so over here let us just check out the size. So console.log of size, so let's do that. So it should give us 4 because we have 4 entries, right? Okay, size is not a function. Okay, I think it's just like this, values dot size. Yeah, so basically we are getting 4 in the console because we have made 4 entries inside our map. So the next thing we look into is basically how to access the different the key values inside a map with the help of the for loop. So we're gonna access let's say result text, and we're gonna initialize it to a empty string at the initial state. So we're gonna make use of for, we're gonna say for value of values. Okay, so we're gonna say console.log of value. Okay, so I think we have already used value in the sense. Okay, let's just make this one x over here, and it's giving us error thing space. Let's save the file. Yeah, so pretty much we have all the values coming up. So we basically we have 2 entries inside our first entry, that is basically apples and the 500. Okay, so over here we have laptop. Basically you can see the first entry is going to be the key, and the second one is going to be the value. So that's the way we access the entire object, the entire map object that is present. Okay, so let's say we want to access only the keys. Okay, so access the keys in map. Okay, so it's gonna be for y of, we're gonna access values and we're gonna write the dot and we're gonna say dot keys. Okay, so it's this, in this for loop it's going to access only the key values and it's just going to return us the value. So we're going to say console.log of y and let's save the file. So in this case it should give us all the left values that is present inside the map. So basically apples, laptop, books and students. Okay, so the next thing is to basically access the right part. So we're going to say access the keys, I mean the values in map, right? So we're going to say access values in map. So over here we are going to say it's going to be super similar. So we are going to say for y of values dot values over here. So in the previous for loop we access the keys, so in this for loop we are going to access the values. Okay, so it's going to be console.log of y. So let us save the file. So in this case we should get all the right values, so let's save the file. Yeah, so that we are getting all the basically values, so 510, 412. Okay, so I think that's it about the basics of map. We learned about many different methods, that is the get method, the set method, and the clear method, the size method, the hash method, and also to the basically the for loop to show and render all the key value pairs that is present inside of a map. Okay, I think that's it about the map video. Let's see you in the next video, and then thank you for watching.